In this video we're going to be swapping out a potential hazard, which is the stock plenum. They have been known to explode or crack due to high power. So we're going to be swapping it out with a very big upgrade, and that is the aftermarket plenum from Anembo Engineering. Now you can no longer buy the Anembo Engineering plenums as they have ceased trading, but you can pick one up second hand, so that's what I did. But being second hand, it was pretty battered and it was grey, which I didn't want, so I actually sent it off to powder coating. Before sending it off to powder coating though, I did strip it down. We'll show you that quickly now, and then we'll get to the finished powder coated product. I removed the vac line fitting first, and then all of the old gaskets. Then the other vac line fittings underneath are removed. It's then time to get the two halves separated by removing all the 5mm hex bolts. With the help of a thin flathead screwdriver, apply the two halves apart and then remove the old bits of the O-ring. It was then ready to send off for powder coating. I can then start to remove the stock plenum, starting with the RS vac line and moving the ECU over. If you have the stock airbox, that will have to be removed in order to get to the plenum. Next up was to loosen the boost pipe going onto the throttle body. I did give it a bit of a wiggle to help it loosen, as I doubt it had ever been removed. I could then start loosening the bolts holding the plenum onto the intake manifold. There are two that are easy to get to just at the front, and then there are two on either end. Right, so with those four off, they are the easy ones. You can get access to them no problem. It then gets difficult when you start going underneath and you've got to get the back ones. So there is one just in between, going through the middle of the manifold right there in the middle. And then you also have one again in between the manifold on this side right underneath. So I'm going to try and tackle that one now, being as it's the most difficult. Then we can get that one out. And then all that's left to do is just disconnect the vac lines from underneath and the old plenum can come off. So like I said then, tackling the harder one first with the small ratchet. It wasn't that hard to get to, but there is very limited space and visibility. The other further back bolt isn't as bad, so that came out no problem. With them all loose, I then was able to wind them out fully by hand, and as usual I dropped one of them down into the abyss. Now the bolts are all removed, the plenum can then come away from the manifold. Just don't forget the smaller vac line on the side. And with a bit of a wiggle, the throttle body will come out of the boost pipe. With all the bolts undone then, just underneath there, just above the alternator, that is the vac line that needs to be disconnected. Once that's pulled off, we can then get the plenum off. Just got to remove the small clip, push the pipe off, and then disconnect the throttle body wiring by unclipping it underneath. I've now got the new plenum back from powder coating, so it's time to rebuild it, starting with the new O-ring. You'll also need a dab of super glue, which you'll find out why soon. I gave it a quick blast with some compressed air after cleaning the mating surfaces to make sure it seals properly. The new O-ring can then be fitted, starting on the straight edge, as it needs to be cut down and the ends glued together. As I work the O-ring into position, I want to give a massive thank you to Greig from Anembo Engineering for supplying me with the O-ring and letting me know how to fit it. Once I'm back to the start, I then made sure it's fully seated all the way around and there's no kinks. I then cut the excess off and made sure the two ends meet perfectly without overlapping or leaving a gap. A small amount of super glue is then applied to one end of the O-ring and is stuck to the other end to ensure a good seal. I made sure both ends sat flush in the groove and were not sticking up, then applied another dab of glue on top to ensure they are fully stuck together. With the O-ring fitted, I then cleaned up the other half of the plenum, ready to bolt them back together. I did clean up the bolts off camera with some metal polish and they came out really nice. All of the bolts can then go back in. I did leave them loose at first until they were all in and then tightened them in a sequence to ensure it's tightened down evenly and there's no leaks.
Okay, so with it all put together, we can now get the new gaskets in. These are OEM Ford ones, so they're just going to slot straight in. You can use the ones from the original plenum, but I just thought they're cheap enough, why not replace them? So you've got the large one going into the throttle body there. And then your smaller ones, you'll have 5, obviously one for each cylinder. Just slot in like so. Again, these are cheap enough, why not replace them? The ones that came in the second-hand plenum, again, I don't know how long they've been in there, so why not change them? Once those are in, we can then get the vac line fitting. Shout out to Greig again for getting me this brand new. So that just goes in the end like so. So once that's nice and snug, the last thing to do then is to get your little barb fittings in for the vac lines. So you have, they're both at the throttle body end. You've got a small one and a big one. The small one goes on the outside, and then the bigger one on the inside. With all those put in then, that is the plenum rebuilt, and we can start getting it fitted to the car. Before the new plenum goes in, the throttle body needs to be switched over from the old one. I gave it a quick clean up to ensure a good seal. I then fitted it to the new plenum using some new bolts. Again, another shout out to Greig for saving me with those. To get it fitted then, it's just the reverse of getting the stock one out. The throttle body needs to be pushed back into the boost pipe, then I've got the bolts in to make sure it's sat in the right position. With them all in, I got them tightened down. Not forgetting the small vac line on the left side. Then the larger one underneath. I could not for the life of me get the original clip to tighten again, so I just used a cable tie. Next up, the boost pipe can then be tightened down onto the throttle body. And finally, don't be like me and forget about plugging the throttle body in. This is much easier to do before the plenum is tightened down, but I did manage to squeeze my hand underneath. The RS vac line can then be refitted. Then once the ECU is pushed back in, that is the install complete. So that is everything tight and buttoned up. Everything's all connected. I'm going to start the car up now, check for leaks. If all's good, we'll go for a drive. So, fingers crossed.
So just got back from a drive and all is well. Boost fine. I don't know if it's the placebo effect, but it feels like it's a little bit more responsive, but that there has been claims that the Anembo Plenum can do that. I need to say a massive thank you to Greig from Anembo Engineering. He supplied me with the O-ring, the new throttle body bolts, and also the vac line fitting. Without him, I would seriously be lost. I couldn't get a hold of any of those things, so a huge shout out to you, Greig. I'm very sorry I annoyed you for God knows how many months, keep getting parts. We do have plenty more videos to come. We're nearly ready for more power, so stay tuned for those videos. Please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.